only 27 and I'm only getting better. If I haven't passed you yet, watch me catch up now, for real.
Night beginning to fall over Southern California, but the lights are shining bright here at the spectacular SoFi Stadium in metropolitan Los Angeles. But tonight we begin Week 8 with a good matchup for you here, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the LA Chargers. Set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night primetime. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
Get your money up. Your money down. On all of us. On our people now. On what I love. Ooh, baby, it's dangerous. Your problems are just not the same to us. We're dealing with things you ain't seen before. We're feeling the weight of our ancestors. We're healing with ways that don't last too long. Don't have the time in the diaries. No help for the weak, but let it go.
In motion right is Addison. On play action, McCarthy.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Talk about the defense for these Chargers. They are number 2 in the NFL against the run right now, Charles.
Numbers don't tell you everything, but they do paint a pretty good picture. We're talking about 2 top 5 units going at each other. One in running the ball, one in stopping the run. I think this is going to be a whole lot of fun myself.
From the shotgun to give to Jones. He's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on first down, and you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
And this is going to be incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
Davis now to return it. And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there.
At their own 36-yard line.
Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line.
Set.
Now a run. Here's the first-round pick from April's draft. And they will only muster a yard here at the 38. This defense for the Vikings, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
And even though this is a top 5 rushing offense, and we see this especially early in the game, they're going to do their best to keep you honest. They don't want you getting the habit of stacking the box, so that's a good throw there, and they're able to come up with the first down.
On first down, it's Hampton down inside the 40. The Chargers at 6-1 now through 7 weeks of the season. And they come in riding high, just 1 loss in their last 7 games.
And I like the way that this team is winning football games because they're doing it the way that Coach coaches love to preach. Penalties at a minimum because they've been very disciplined, very focused in their business.
2nd and 7.
Green 80. Green up. Black 80. Black.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Whipping right into Allen. That's complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 25-yard line. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
Up the 25-yard line.
Herbert going to give to Hampton. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Here's Herbert. And that's complete to the right side. It's Allen. Touchdown! Keenan Allen, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Chargers will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Now, after the Dicker field goal, he's back out, ready to send it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he's into the clear. Inside the 20. And he's going to get it all the way down to the 10-yard line. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. Well, you know, most quarterbacks, when you talk about their big play ability, you talk about the arm, but this, an absolutely huge play with a leg.
And also with his mind, because he had to see this play develop in order to make the decision.
And picked up by the Chargers. A lot of times we talk about being opportunistic as a defense as a whole. Right now, it's becoming just one guy on this defense.
And he is doing such a fantastic job because everyone emphasizes taking the ball away, going after the football. But some people just have a special knack for it. He forced 2 fumbles last week, and there he forces another one in this game.
Now Herbert following the turnover. He's got Allen. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go, and continues to be one with another one right there.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Kappa. Ready?
They'll work inside here, Hampton. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Hey, look at this defense for the Vikings. They've been pretty good against the pass. Not amazing, but good. Number 13 in the league.
And how about that last play? Did you see how quickly they got to the ball? Caused a loss of yardage? Yeah, that play shows exactly why their ranking is justified.
And now they're just hoping to see more of that. Justin Herbert looking to pass. This one finds McConkey. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Let's go.
On the give, this is Hampton. And he's able to push his way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. 2nd down now.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
From a couple of yards beyond midfield, here's 2nd and 8. Quick throw here to Johnston. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 23 yards the pickup there.
But as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice game for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Up the middle, it's Hampton. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You foresee incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7.
Let's go.
Here's Herbert. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Dicker on for the field goal. A 39-yard attempt.
And this one is right through. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
So after the made field goal, 10-0 here early as the kick's away. Oh, and a nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. Now he's free at the 35. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Jordan Mason with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. Vikings are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Now the try here for the point after. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now.
Makes the score Chargers 10, Vikings 7. Will Riker is the kickoff for the Vikings.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where you're
Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. And they will finally stop it, but a great return gets that football all the way down the 16-yard line.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Mason going to get it on first down. And he'll be taken down here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Now a 2nd and 6. Straight ahead, here's Mason. Well, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Aaron Jones taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And that makes it 14-10.
Makes the score Vikings 14, Chargers 10. Will Riker at the kickoff.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Herbert now. He's got a man. That's Keenan Allen. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Herbert with a connection to Allen for a Charger first down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. Give him another one right back to Allen. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. They go right back to him for 20 and a first.
That's another Chargers first down. First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Hampton.
And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Now Herbert going to shift his guys around. Again, it's Hampton. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Set. Kappa, Kappa, Kappa. Crowd right, crowd right, crowd right. Set.
Herbert finds Johnston. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
Oh, it's time to give more credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route. And he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
On the handoff, it's Hampton. Yeah, he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3.
59, 59. Crowd right, crowd right. Check, check. Set.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. Looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
First and goal at the 9-yard line.
Set. Kappa, Kappa, Kappa. Real hot.
Give here to Hampton. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
8-yard line.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line.
Set. Let's go, let's go. 80. Real hot.
Back to throw here, Herbert. Open man, it's Johnston. Touchdown, Chargers. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Chargers have regained the lead. And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line.
Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they haven't had a lot of time to move on from reaching the end zone the last time, so they haven't been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game even though they haven't been on the field. And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Here's 2nd and 10. the shotgun, it's Jones. And he's got it up over the 40 with the 41. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry. And they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And a fake here. Direct snap to the up man. But he will not come anywhere close to the first down marker. And that gives us a turnover on downs. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool them. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. A run. Here's Hampton. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Now a 2nd and 10. Now it's Herbert. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Black 80, black.
Here's Hampton. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The tackle goes to Harrison Smith.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Ready.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Pass out left finds Johnston. Ooh, the juke. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 25 yards that time.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not. He does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Delta, hut. Set.
Hampton will struggle to get to the line of scrimmage as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Herbert to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
380. Go.
Now Herbert, 3rd and goal. Got a man. It's Allen for the Charger touchdown. as the first half is winding down. And the Chargers will extend their lead here just before halftime. Dicker down to tack on the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Makes the score. Chargers 24. Vikings 14.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively or offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
First down, Vikings.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. He's got the connection to Moore.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Second down and a yard.
Gain of 9 brings up second and 1.
Looking to throw McCarthy. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Elijah Molden. And the Chargers are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Charger drive about to get going. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well. And most importantly, partner,
when they went to the tunnel with a lead, they come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half. Now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They'll run here with Hampton. Give him a couple on the carry there, second and 8.
You know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Our first carry for Najee Harris.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Brings up third down.
Early down stuff will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
And less than
This would have been a 54-yard boot had they tried a field goal, but they will not try a field goal. They're going for it. They snap it to Herbert. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The fourth down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And they will only muster a yard here at the 38.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. Yard line, 2nd and 9. They'll go again to Jones. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well.
First down.
McCarthy off the play fake. Completes this to Addison out left. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Looking for Addison again, and he's got him again. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 23.
18 on the play. First down, Vikings.
Here's a give to Jones running left. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Tui Pelotu, he got in there and met him behind the line of scrimmage.
They had 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Here's McCarthy. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Quick snap, caught by Moore. And they'll get to him short of the first down at about the 16.
It's a gain of 8, but it brings up
going for it, here's McCarthy. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Vikings are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Oliver. And he's going to be taken down right at the line.
It's a gain of 11.
Only a yard of the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
At the Chargers' 5-yard line.
To the air with McCarthy. This one swung out here to Jones. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And now we've got a 3rd and goal situation.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Sticking with the pass. Here's McCarthy. Setting up the screen here. Aaron Jones. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Aaron Jones. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Vikings have cut it back within a score. Point after, right down the middle. And that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
20-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
And based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
Let's go.
Herbert now. To the left side, he's got McConkey. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they got themselves a first down.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Set. 380. You're out. 380. Hey, easy. Go forward.
Here's Herbert. That swung out wide to Harris. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. He's having a big game through the air, and sometimes those smart decisions just dump it off. That's how you continue to have big games through the air.
I agree totally. That's a great analogy, a great way to put it, because he doesn't get too greedy where everything has to be pushed downfield, trying to create big plays that aren't there. You dump it off and take that nice gain, and things add up, and now you have the kind of game he's having.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with that have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team would say, hey, yeah, we called him the disruptor. And that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Wide open receiver complete. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10.
380. You're out. Delta. Set. Ready.
Harris running straight ahead. And he's able to break out one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Second and 5.
Set. 380. You're out. You're out.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. Open man right side. That's McConkey. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Lad McConkey. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Chargers are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Vikings 21.
So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. This to the back of the landing zone. He'll return it from the 1. And he returns this to the 22. Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back. And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
They approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
3rd down from the gun, McCarthy. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. And they'll find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be out right at the 35. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll try the right side with Jones. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your start, but can come in and keep drives going.
From the 41, here's a 2nd and 4. On play action, now McCarthy. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Now McCarthy. A pass complete to Moore. And some space here. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. McCarthy operating from the gun. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. They'll go as a gain of 4. And it'll be 2nd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when it worked out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a 2-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And inside give to Jones. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. 47 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Throwing is McCarthy. Looking left side, that's complete to Oliver. And they work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take what you can get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
That one behind his receiver and incomplete.
I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
At 4th quarter, maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. And his kick is right there. It's good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. The field goal we just saw has us now at a 1-score game, and on this side of the football, things are getting pretty tenuous, a little stressful.
Blood pressure up a little bit, you think?
I think up a lot of it.
Could you imagine taking the pulse right now? There'd be like a jackhammer out there on that side of the ball. But here's what the deal is. I think what we've observed is a team that's been playing not to lose as opposed to playing to win. They've got to get back to that, and that means opening things up again, being a little more free in what they're trying to get done on offense.
Herbert off of play action. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
Now it's Herbert. He gets this to Hampton. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because they had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Hey, Kappa.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 24-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people call it gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Play action. It's Herbert. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
The 1-yard line.
Hey, easy. We'll go orange. 59.
Now Herbert going to change the look. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
One thing we know about RPO throws, they don't take long to develop. He had him wide open to the outside, hit him with it, but I think his eyes were looking downfield, trying to see that open grass. Ends up dropping it. That's a missed opportunity.
from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
Set.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. An incomplete pass on first down. Here's 2nd and goal. Herbert going to keep it on his sneak. And he'll get in. He's over for a touchdown. Justin Herbert scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Chargers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the lead now up to 14.
Chargers 38, Vikings 24.
Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. And the returner down to a lead. This will come out to the 35-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them. Settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not right now, joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
Maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Addison hauls it in. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Gain of 15. And the Vikings
looking to throw McCarthy. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Derwin James with a pick. And the Chargers will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. Over the middle and caught by McConkey. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Set. 380. Ground. Ready.
On first down, it's Hampton. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 52 yards rushing for him now as his fine rookie season continues. 2nd and a couple.
380. Ground.
A run once more with Hampton. And that's going to be good for the Chargers' first down as he's able to get this out past the 40. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And the Chargers first down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Set. Set.
Herbert going to give to Hampton. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Good gain there on first down, and keeps him in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. And they will take a knee here. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 3rd and 3. Here's Herbert. He's got his target. That's complete. And even though he gets out of bounds to stop the clock, it's not going to matter. That first down going to be enough to write a finish to this one.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On the give, this is Hampton. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
Line.
Victory formation time for the Chargers. They take a knee. Here's J.K. Scott now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And it's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
Here comes 2nd down. Working out of the gun is McCarthy. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Dante Jackson picks it. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30.
McCarthy's pass intercepted.
Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
So this one's over. It's in the win column for the L.A. Chargers. Well, if you step back and look at this, CD, a pretty impressive victory. Not the best defense in the NFL they were going against, but it is a top 10 defense in this league, and they're pretty sound, but yet they found a way to get it done and get the victory.
Yeah, I got to give them credit because I think their game plan was really, really strong for this one. They knew where they wanted to attack. They knew how they wanted to execute, and they did it with confidence and a little bit of verve as well.
So for the Chargers, the victory moves them to 7-1 on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL.